Hello, everybody. Welcome back to T20 Zone TV. Woo! West Ham United. What are you saying about that, ladies and gentlemen? West Ham 3, Wolves nil. Did not see that one coming. I thought this one would be a bit of a tougher game for West Ham, but I'm going to be straight. I did not see that one happening. Do you know what I'm saying? Before I get started, please do a special like on the video. Subscribe to E20 Zone TV. Goes a long way. Really helps us out. Right, where do I get started? Mohamed Kudus, mate. What a player. What a player. £38 million. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. 38 million. Yeah. I this kid's unreal. This kid is unnatural. And for £38 million, I don't think like we could have got any better a player. Do you know what I'm saying? He's reminding me of Dimitri Payet. He really is, Mohamed Kudus. He's so good. And wow, what a start. I'm going to be honest, start off at the beginning, as I always do. I'm a bit lost for words tonight. I really am. Like, because the boys played well. Second half, bit iffy. First half, not so much. Do you know what I'm saying? Second half, we were sort of slacking a little bit, and then we got the third goal and killed them off. But I'm going to start off from the beginning. We come out of tracks, we come out pretty good. But Mohamed Kudus is just a player that, I tell you what, it's one of the signs of the season for me. Do you know what I mean? What he brings to this side, yeah, every time he cuts inside and sort of puts it into the bottom corner for that first goal. Any other player, naming no names, that's in row Z or that's going wide. Every time he cuts inside, I always think he's going to score. I really do. And he looks that sort of player to always cut inside and score all the time. So, yeah. For me, I think he's absolutely superb. I think the first goal was excellent. I think Lucas Paqueta today was just out of this world. That's what you pay £55 million for. And, it is what it is. He cuts inside, first goal, excellent finish. The second goal, tell you what, he's just unreal. He's just unreal. Like, as I say, he's just superb. I'm not going to lie. And I absolutely love the geezer. I think he just gives me Dimitri Payet vibes all day long. All day long. Get to half time, 2-0 up. I'm going to make mine pretty short and sweet. Second half, they come out. West Ham started off okay in the second half. I'm not going to lie. But once we did start off in the second half, we sort of tailed off a little bit. Yeah, and we allowed them into the game. Obviously, they had a goal ruled out for offside. Do not know why it was so long, why it took so long to be classed as an offside goal, but it was for some crazy reason. But Jared Bowen cuts inside and runs down and puts it away for the third one and wins me a few quid in doing so. I'm going to be straight. Today was an excellent performance, right? So I'm not going to carry on talking. I'm over the moon. I'm going to put the link in the chat and allow you guys to come on and have your say. So there you go. What we got here? Let's put that in there. A bosh. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on with my chat, but my chat's going absolutely mad. And I'm going to sort it out right now. A bish bash bosh. What we got? Let's have a look. No, yeah. So yeah, let's come into this. I think it was just it is spiritual change. The way we flopped in the second half, it just doesn't make no sense, mate. I'm going to be straight with you. At the end of the day, when West Ham do turn up, yeah, and they are a good side, because we are a good side, yeah. We are clinical on the break. Do you know what I'm saying? We've got good players. We've got good players at the end of the day, right? And sometimes I do think we underestimate this team. I'm going to be honest, yeah. From last week's performance, last Sunday's performance to this Sunday's performance, it's night and day, night and day. When Mo's on it and when Paqueta's on it, we've got two really top class players. I think Mohamed Kudus could potentially be a £100 million player, and that is no joke. If we paid £38 million for this kid, and he's scoring 7-8 goals this season so far, you imagine what he's going to be like in a year's time or 18 months' time. If Paqueta's 85 million, how much is Mohamed Kudus worth? That's all I'm going to say on that. Let's get this mad. So, Daddy, welcome. What do you want to say on this fine evening?
Absolute masterclass. First thing though, apparently Mr. Moyes doesn't know how to coach attacking players. Heard it all season. Oh, he doesn't know how to. We're one of the highest scoring teams. The reason we lost games is because our defense, not our attack. Secondly,
Yeah.
it is quite obvious to me today that last weekend was a fluke because we had players sick and no Alvarez. So I'm gonna throw that one to the side. Since that game, we've dominated both teams we've played. Freiburg dominated. Wolves, we dominated them. Okay,
Mm.
they had the ball for some of the second half, but that's because our players were fatiguing because they play a lot, so it's quite understandable. But then Bowen, Mr. Moyes has turned Bowen into one of the best players in the league.
Agree.
Same with Kudus, same with Paqueta, but he doesn't make players better. Another thing, this is so far this season, 7th in the league, quarterfinal EFL Cup, and round of 16 of the Europa League. Not too bad for a dinosaur.
Do you know what? I thought the way he handled it today was brilliant. But I don't want to hear anyone saying about fucking substitutions today, because when we are sort of in the second half, yeah, he didn't make any drastic subs. He sort of held it together. I thought West Ham in the second half were slacking, to say the least. I'm not going to lie.
Hold up, one thing. I saw someone on Twitter say crying that he subbed Mohamed Kudus off. These are the same types of people who cry at Moyes when he doesn't sub anybody. But when he makes changes, they're crying. Like, he's upset Kudus went off. We're
Yeah.
up 3-0. We don't want to get them injured. Oh, why is he subbing them off? It's he cannot win with some of these fans.
Yeah, that to me today was just a masterclass performance from start to finish. Yeah, the second half. There's two ways you can look at the second half. Was we crap, or was Wolves had to come out and never go? Because you've got to give
I
Wolves some credit.
I just think our players are fatigued because they play all our, especially the midfield and attack. They play
Mm,
every game, so certain points of every game we're gonna have less possession
yeah,
for certain points. So I thought it was quite normal, and except for their offside goal, Wolves didn't really create anything. So
mm,
I was never bothered. And
yeah,
it played right into our hands for the third goal. When we're up 2-0 second half, we can sit back and then we counterattack. I found an interesting stat. If every game was 45 minutes, we'd be second in the league. If it was only a one half game, we'd be second in the league.
yeah. No, but that's got one thing with West Ham. I will say is sometimes they like to give us anxiety. Yeah, in the
True.
second half, we're sitting there. That goal goes in from Wolves, and I'm thinking to myself, you've done all the work in the first half. You've got into a position of sort of authority in this game, and then you're about to throw it away for being stupid, right? Luckily, it was offside, which it was
Also,
offside. I don't know why it took so long to be deemed offside when it was blatantly offside. Go on, mate.
I think what they're doing with the offsides is because last season when they're doing it quick, they've made multiple errors with the VAR, so they want to be extra sure before disallowing the goal. But I do
Yeah,
understand. Another thing, we need a new right back. Sufala in it
agree.
again. He should have been sent off today. He elbowed their one guy, and then he should have had 2 yellow cards. He's not good enough. And when they scored their goal, it happened because he made a stupid slide tackle. He made a stupid slide tackle, didn't get the ball, and that's how Wolves almost scored their goal that was offside. He's
Yeah.
not good. He's not good enough to. Also, Emerson, what a player! One of the
Hold on. I got to shout out this geezer. Fucking hell, mate. He's like the proper internet twat who always comes at you when we either win or lose. Um, no, Kane. Right, I am convinced today though that you can give him a bit of respect today. But I will give him the respect where it's due today because I thought he got it spot on again.
Okay,
And go on, man.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. Is the Liverpool game Thursday? When do we play Liverpool in the
Wednesday.
cup? I think we'll win that game because I believe they will play a weekend side because they have Arsenal at the weekend, so they're gonna rest Salah and everyone.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
we're gonna be in the semifinal of the League Cup, and we can get either Middlesbrough Everton, Fulham. There's another lower league team, and like Newcastle or Chelsea. We have a good chance of winning this cup.
I agree, mate. Right, today I'm gonna let you go. You
All
take it
right.
easy, man. Peace. Let's get this man in. Adam, what did you make of that, son?
Oh man, how good was that? I really
Brilliant.
enjoyed that game.
Yeah, superb. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to be honest. For me, before I let you sort of land on what you want to say, I'm like, what a difference a week makes, isn't it? That's the one thing I will say. Like, we all thought, or some people I spoke to on Thursday thought, is it that Freiburg just weren't at it? Yeah, but to put in a performance against Freiburg, who everyone was saying were like really, really good and everything, and we swept them aside, and to put in a performance against Wolves today, there should be no hate on any players, the manager, the ball boys, nothing today at all. Go on, man. I'll let you go.
Yeah, I mean, that was what it was. It was sort of a mix of, okay, was it because we were good or was it
Yeah,
because the opposition were really, really bad? And I think it's a mix of both a little
yeah,
bit. Well, Freiburg, I feel, definitely was. They definitely did not live up to the hype. And as for Wolves, that first half, I mean, their passing was all sloppy. We just kept on attacking them, put them under pressure. And this is what happens when you don't play low block football and actually give the players a chance to go and express themselves more. We've got good attacking players. This is what I've been wanting to see for a while now. And I think that 5-0 against Fulham, it might actually be a blessing in disguise in a very, very weird way, because now it's like a bit of a wake-up call saying, look, okay, this is not working. Let's try and move stuff around. I mean, James Ward-Prowse has been pushed up a bit more.
Shout out to Drew. He believes. Trust me, people. He believes it's on. I said it a few months ago when me and Nick from Claret and Booze were having that debate. I said, "Fuck it, the treble is on the cards, lads." I'm telling you, the treble's coming home. But shout out to
Oh, I'd
Drew.
love
Go on,
that.
man.
Absolutely love that. But we're just, this is the sort of football that I've been wanting to see now. You know, we've had games like the one against TSC away where it was just an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very dull. But this performance, I mean, Kudus is an absolute baller.
Yeah.
He really is. And him and Paqueta, the link up today, Paqueta, his passing, exquisite.
See,
Exquisite.
that's the thing, though, Adam. Yeah, when he's on it like that, we have got a world class player.
Yeah.
We just don't. I don't see that enough from him to just run through a team. Like when people say about comparing him to Dimitri Payet, yeah, Payet could run a game on his own. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the first time I've really seen Paqueta just ruin a team. Just ruin a team literally from start to finish, and not give. I'm not being funny. I'll give my player ratings now for him. He gets a 9.999, just not one, just not a 10 because he went through 1-on-1. He should have put that away, but he was knackered. But he was excellent. Yeah, but he was though, wasn't he? He was just that's a world class performance that is today for me.
He was. He controlled pretty much. Just made that game his own. That
Yeah.
lovely sort of back pass as well. I mean, it's just, we were absolutely brilliant. I mean, Bowen, it could have been 3-0 at half time.
Yeah,
It could have been.
I agree, mate. Danny, I hope you're well, mate. I think you're out in the USA. I ain't seen you on here for ages, mate. So I hope you're doing good, Danny Jackson. I'm gonna give you a few quick fire questions, Adam, before I let you go.
Oh God, here we go.
Right, man of the match for you.
Kudus. I was going to say Paqueta, but I'm going to go Kudus on this one.
Yeah, I actually feel sorry for someone, right? I see it on Twitter earlier on, and someone had Mohamed Kudus to get man of the match to that 7-1. They had a score in it.
Oh,
and Paqueta with the third assist just edges it out. He's like, I feel sorry for that geezer tonight. I really do. But who was the worst? Who was the worst player for West Ham for you? Because I think there's one geezer. Yeah, there's one player to me that I thought, no, I'm not on it. I'm not on the vibe of him at the minute. Anyone spring to mind?
I think they were all good. The weakest one I would say is probably for me is probably Souček. for me. But you could have someone different for you. Who did you think it was the weakest?
I thought Zuma today, mate. A few times.
Really?
Yeah, I thought a few times. Like if you, I watched it in the first half. I know we scored the goals. Don't get me wrong, but I thought Zuma was out of position when they run through in the first half. I see that. Even though he intercepted a good ball to allow the attack for one of the goals. Don't get me wrong, but he's just. I'm just not on it with him. I'm just not on it with him. Like, I look at him. I thought Gred played okay today. I thought Emerson was good. I thought Sufal got stuck in as per. Yeah, but I don't know. Zuma for me, I'm just not for me. Like there was a few times where they was running in behind. I can't remember it in the whether it's the first half or the second half, but one of the halves he'd give the ball away and they was countering us, and I was like, what is going on with him? But it is what it is. What are you saying for Moyes?
See, it really is a flip-flop scenario with him, isn't it? I mean, but I mean, you look at where we are now. Look, I was angry last week against Fulham, understandably, as many other people were. But I mean, yeah, look at where we are right now. We're currently in the top 7. We are still in a quarter-final, and we made it to the round of 16. And I want to say as well that this is the last time, obviously, the Europa League is going to be like this. We know it's going to have a Swiss model next season with the 36 teams. But the fact that we've been in it 3 years, 3 seasons in a row, 3 years, and we've topped our group in every single one, so that's not easy to do. I found out, I think we're like the 6th English team to do it.
Yeah.
Basically, along with the top 6 apart from Spurs, which is not a surprise. But it really is a brilliant achievement, James. And the fact that we got that second leg at home when it comes back to March as well is a huge, huge thing. Liverpool, I was just worried because I was like, we're obviously starting off with this one. We've got 3 games in a week. Well, 3 games in 7 days. I didn't know if he was going to prioritize this game or the Liverpool game. I didn't know what he was going to do. But where Liverpool are and where Arsenal are, I think Sadadi is correct. I don't think Klopp will put out a strong side. I think he'll just sort of like go, yeah, whatever. Let's just see what happens.
I can see the same. I can see the same side that he played the other day against the team at and wherever he went. Like when Liverpool lost the other day.
USG.
I can't remember they play. Yeah, like I can't see them going strong. Not against us. I really can't. Adam, I'm gonna let you go, mate. You take it easy.
Take care, mate.
All the best to you, yeah? Right, let's get this man in. Let's spoke to him for ages.
You're right, bro. Sorry, I was muted. You're right. How are things? You're right. I can't hear you. I'm seeing your mouth move. I don't know if it's me or if it's you. Just check. James, can James hear me? I don't know if James can hear me. Chat, it's just me and you. Hello, chat. How are you? James will realise eventually. I don't know what's happened to James. He's gone. He's gone. He's talking, though. He looks very passionate. He looks very passionate about what he's saying. I'm going to guess he's saying something about... What are we saying? You're right, AS. How are you? What do we reckon James is saying? I reckon James is currently talking very passionately about his love for the panther, the big cat. That's my brain. That's what I'm saying. How are you, everyone? I'm good. I think we banged it. I'll just say this while James figures out whatever's going on. I think we absolutely banged it today. I think we killed it. He'll see in the chat now. I think he's clocked. He's saying words. James, can you hear me? I don't know if James can hear me. I can see him mouthing my words, my name, but I can't tell if he's seeing me. But I can see you, chat, and I know you're saying, hang on. It's now just me. You love to see it. E20 takeover, Charlie Walsh. No, still can't hear you, bruv. I don't know if James can hear. James, if you can hear me, touch your nose. No, I don't think James can hear me. Unreal scenes. I think we smashed it today. I'm gonna say this while James is thinking, because I'm pretty certain it's just James. Yeah, because I checked on stream. I'm still talking enough about James. I think we smashed it, right? I think we absolutely smashed it today. While we wait for James, what a time to be like, it's just me by myself. This is scenes that you've just loved to see. I'm really impressed. I thought from start to finish, we nailed it today. I thought second half was obviously a bit stressed. Well, I'm obviously going to say this again when James turns up. Also, what's in chat? What's everyone's favourite curry while James is away? I think that from start to finish, we absolutely nailed it. Second half was obviously a bit stress. But realistically, I think we were in a situation where with so many games we've got going on at the moment, if we can take the opportunity to rest a little bit, then that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. But, you know, see how it goes. Oh, James.
Hello.
Oh, there you go. You love to... He's back. He's bad.
Mate, I'll tell you what, right? Fucking only has to happen to me, doesn't it? I'm going, what is going on? Right? Can't no one hear me? Right, how are you doing, Charlie?
First of all, very quick question. What's your favourite curry?
Any of them, mate. I have anything. You know what I mean?
That's fair. We're getting some strong...
Chicken tikka is like a nice...
Of course.
Yeah, it's ain't a curry though, is it? Do you know what I mean? Charlie, talk to me, mate. What you saying about today?
Listen, I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy. I thought we nailed that game start to finish. I know obviously the second half brought more worries than we would maybe like it to be, but in a situation where we've got so many games in such quick succession, I think we played it smart by stepping down a little bit and playing our strong defensive game, stopping them from scoring and not running ourselves into the ground, trying to chase the third and the fourth and the fifth, and then we ended up getting a third anyway. I think we played it smart. I'm really, really happy, and I'm incredibly glad that at halftime on the watch along on Hammer's chat, Gio worded it as it felt like a third half against Freiburg. And I'm really, really happy that was the case, because I was a bit concerned after the Freiburg game. I said, well, if we lose against Wolves, then I feel like the feeling will disappear and everyone will be angry again, because, you know, that's going to be the big test and whatever. I think the fact we've nailed it again, nothing but joy. Nothing but joy.
Where's this come from, Charlie, for you? Because I don't understand. I can understand people saying about last week. Yeah, if it is a 5-0 hammering last week, which it was, and they was ill, you can now say that they was ill, because it just wasn't West Ham last week. It was all over the place. Yeah, how they've bounced back is something that I am so pleased with. Yeah, and they've gone from getting a slap against Fulham, doing the job on Thursday, and then doing the job today. And I'm not just doing the job today. That some of the play today was just out of this world. Some of it, if I'm being honest,
we put them to the sword. We fully put them to the sword, and that's something we have shown we have had the ability to do in the past, but this season we haven't seen enough. I think the question of where has this come from is an interesting one, because what is that? I don't know the stat. You'd know it probably better than I, but isn't that in our last 9 games? Isn't that 7 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss now? Yeah, like it's not like this is. It feels like it's come out of nowhere, but actually we've been very quietly getting our business done. I think for a long time this season, since October really. When you tend to play counter-attacking football, you rely on your best players being in form, because, you know, Moyes' whole thing is, you know, he's not going to create as many chances as other managers is, but they're going to be very high-quality chances. And if you're out of form, when you're trying to play that sort of counter-attacking style, it becomes an absolute nightmare, because obviously you're going to misplace passes, you're going to miss opportunities you should take more often than not. And I think today was a great example of our best players being in form and our counter-attacking players being perfectly in form, and we were absolutely lethal with it. And that's a big thing for us. And the fact that we've been grinding out wins, and you know, I don't think people were incorrect when we've won some of the games that we have won in the last 7 or 9 or whatever you want to call it. I don't think people have been incorrect to say, well, maybe we were a bit lucky here, maybe we were a bit lucky there. Yes, but if you're consistently doing that, I don't actually see the problem. To be honest with you, I think it's all right. I think we're doing quite well. I think today we've just shown that everything's come together, and like you say, Fulham, we clearly were sick. I don't think that's been clearer than ever before.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. Yeah, the only thing I will say is when West Ham do go forward and there is that attacking intent to go and look to score goals, even though a couple of these goals today was from a counter attack, it's just a different West Ham. Like when West Ham set up in the low block, like to prove this, first half superb, done everything right, passed the ball well. Wolves didn't really do a lot. We was fucking on it. Yeah. Second half, we come out and we're sitting there in a low block again. Like it's like you're sitting there. I know we're 2-0 up, but we should be looking to go and kill this team off stone dead.
See, I disagree. I disagree. I think in other situations, potentially, yes. But I think when we've got as many games in a row as we've got that are important, like if we can somehow get through in the next round of the League Cup, we are in such an insanely good position to not only go and win that, but to win yet another trophy and to do all these other things. And in a December where we're jam-packed with games, we've got all the Europa League games, we've got this, that, and the other, all happening at once. I think you have to be smart. I think you have to be smart and sit back. I don't think you should be going wild for it.
Yeah, but is that the right move because it's worked today, or is it the right move because we didn't? Because obviously we got away with it with the offside goal. Like it's literally like.
Yeah, I agree. We got away with it. I agree. We got away with it.
Because if that goes in, it's a completely different game. West Ham might go into their shells, and you're fighting it.
Yes, I agree with you there. I do agree with you there. One thing I would say about their goal is that was us playing too high. They scored literally because we were too high. Like when they got the turnover for possession, we were caught on our heels like way too far forward, and the gap between the line of Paqueta, James Ward-Prowse, Tom Soucek, and Kudus, and then our defensive line was the Grand Canyon. It was huge, and you have Alvarez sort of stood in the middle of it, being like, "Well, what the hell am I going to do?" And Wolves obviously kept their sort of free up front, and they had a lot of people in that gap, and it was. I do think you got away with that. And I said there was a Wolves fan in the watch along live chat, and I said to them, I said, "Look, if that goal counts, then I think you probably get a different second half than what you got."
Great.
But
I actually agree on that.
Realistically, I think the going full defensive is the correct thing to do in that scenario, regardless. Because again, we have to be smart. We can't go gung ho for these things. And when you're 2-0 up with a team like us, who maybe not as much this season, but over the last 3-4 years have been incredible at keeping teams at bay. I just think you have to be smart about it. You can't afford not to be.
But for me, like. It's night and day with West Ham, though. Like, I'll be straight, over the last few weeks, when you're watching West Ham, I can understand when people are complaining about Moyes, I get it to a point when they say about the style of play. It's boring, it's predictable, it's low block, right? I've sort of seen it from their eyes, and I can understand what they're saying. Since the 5-0 hammering at Fulham, West Ham have been all out attack. Like for me, the game on Thursday, like you can look at it and say, right, all we needed was a draw, but obviously we sort of raved about them, saying that there was a good side. They put in 5 past teams and smashing teams to bits and everything. And then today we come out and we look good again. Like we look like a good side again. Do you know what I mean? We didn't look like West Ham at Burnley. Let's put it like that. A few weeks ago, right?
I think we looked a lot more like West Ham did earlier in the season before our big sort of capitulation in October. I think before that, when we were playing really, really well, and we'd only lost to City and Liverpool, whatever it was. I think we looked a lot more like that West Ham, where we were stepping to teams and we were doing a lot of good things. I think we looked a lot more like that. This isn't like I know there's a temptation to talk about. It is difficult because, like you said, I 100% understand as well where Moyes out people are coming from when they talk about it, and like I have lots of conversations in the live chat because obviously you're sitting there doing a watch along. People are giving you their live reactions, their guttural live reactions as it happens. So I 100% understand where people are coming from, and I agree with a lot of the things they say. I disagree with some, and this idea of like low block versus high block and all these sort of things. I think we get lost in that conversation way too often. I think it can't be as dogmatic as that. I think today we did the right thing where we approached the first half well. We came out the blocks well. This is also a side who I think the stat flashed up during the game, more goals conceded in the opening 15 minutes of the first half than any other team in the league with Wolves. We did the right thing. We played, and I think they played to our hands a little bit, starting with a 4 at the back as opposed to 3. I think they were trying to capitalize on us in that. I think we ended up doing the other thing. I think Moyes got that right. I think O'Neill probably got that wrong. I don't think O'Neill was. I see what O'Neill's thinking, but I think he got it wrong. But yeah, I think it can't be as dogmatic as that. I think there is an ebb and flow to it, and I think we did the right thing, and that's what's most impressive to me is we nailed both sides of it. Not only did we look dangerous when we were trying to force those high turnovers and winning the ball in dangerous areas and creating with the players in that area, which, by the way, James Ward-Prowse being the furthest forward out of him and Thomas Tuchel again is brilliant. Is so good and so useful. He's so good at that side of the game, and it's so good for us. But we also were absolutely brilliant and lethal on the counter attack when we were sitting deep. Not only for the Kudus second, but also, of course, with Jarrod Bowen's goal. We showed that we were brilliant on both sides of that today. And I think that proves that this isn't just a one or the other situation. It's not we can only score when we're doing this, or we can only win when we're not doing this. It's actually we've shown that we're good enough to do both today, and I think that's a huge positive.
Yeah, listen, you couldn't have put it any better. Like, I'm going to sort of fire some names off at you right now.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about a few of them. Let's start off with Fabianski in goal. Right? He had a bad week last week. He come in and played on Thursday night. He played today, which I'm quite shocked about. Was you shocked he played today?
Potentially. I don't know where Areola's at with his whole thing, but I think Fabianski. It's nice because we have two first team goalkeepers right now.
Right.
And so whenever one is out of form, I like the idea of the other one coming in, or whenever one's in form, it means we can sort of keep them in goal without having to worry about it. And I thought Fabianski showed enough on Thursday to get the start today. And that's regardless of where Areola's at with his recovery. And if Areola isn't at the place he needs to be in his recovery, then brilliant. We have a first choice goalkeeper still available who's good enough to play for any Europa League side, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I thought he was all right today, Fab. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought he'd come out. He controlled the box well. One thing I will say with Areola, he doesn't handle his box. Like, that's one thing I will say.
100%.
Like, every time he comes out, you worry, and yeah. Might as well get to him. Lucas Paqueta, mate.
Unreal. Today
that's a world-class player today, isn't it? That we've seen.
Those all three assists are completely unreal. And the thing that really excites me about the two with Kudus is it feels like we might be getting to and this is maybe overreactive because it's just today, but it feels like we could potentially be getting to a stage where he knows where Kudus is going to be running. He knows that Kudus is going to be making these runs. He knows when he gets the ball and he turns around in these deep positions, Kudus is going to be on his bike, making great space, great runs. And all he has to do is ping it into those areas and Kudus can get on the end of it and create something. And that's a huge bonus for us. If they are starting to find that link up, if they're starting to find that awareness, that like Paqueta, for example, has a beautiful awareness with Emerson. Like him and those two work so well together, and he knows that Emerson is going to be making these runs, and they can flick and trick and pass it between themselves and create loads on the left hand side. Like again, I think there was a stat that popped up halfway through the first half that those two had more touches than anyone else on the pitch. If he can start doing that with Kudus, finding those passes consistently, bro, we're in for such a good time. And I think Paqueta moving up front was also low key a kind of genius move, and it got us a third. And he's just brilliant. He's just a brilliant player.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. I thought today, like, it proved something. There is a world class player in there. It's just how often do we get him to run games? Like, I don't see him running games enough for me, Lucas Paqueta. Yeah, I think when you look at other players and look at players who have played for West Ham over the years, like Payet, as an example, he would run a game on his own. And I've not seen enough of it from Paqueta.
But Payet also had periods where he would just completely... The thing is with Payet, he would go missing for 85 minutes of game and then do something that wins you the game.
Yeah.
I think Paqueta has that ability as well. But I think Paqueta has notably been out of form this season. I think outside of the first month of the season or whatever, I wouldn't have said Paqueta's been playing to his best for a while. I think finally we're starting to see that come back now, but there was a long period there where he just wasn't on it.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I really do. Mohamed Kudus, mate, £38 million, Charlie. Is that one of the best signings that West Ham's made? Probably since Bowen.
He's a beautiful man, isn't he? And do you know what? Both goals different. as well, which is so nice to see. And I was, again, another thing, I was shocked by Wolves. I was shocked they kept Totti on in that second half. Already
Yeah.
on a yellow, up against Mohamed Kudus. I was shocked that they let him stay on for as long as he did. Now, thankfully for them, like, we didn't end up pressing that button a bit too as much as we probably should have.
Yeah.
But the first goal, like, I was like, I felt there was a moment where I was like, oh my God, he's lost it. But he cuts onto his stronger foot and then wrong foot's Bentley, smashes it in. Beautiful stuff. Second goal,
Yeah.
1v1 versus the goalkeeper, pushes it, slots it home with his weak foot on the opposite side of the goal. Two completely different taken goals and and not only that, a brilliant defensive performance. That's the thing I've been most pleased by, actually, out of everything Kudus has brought to the team. And I don't get me wrong, give him the ball, watch him run, having a grand old time. I was concerned that he wouldn't have a strong enough defensive side of his game and it would maybe weaken us a bit. But he has that in spades as well. His work rate is immense. He's so good and he gets back and puts a heavy shift in. That's almost the most brilliant part about him. Isn't the dribbling, isn't the goals. It's almost that actually he does the other side of his game brilliantly as well. He is someone else. He is someone else.
I'm going to be honest, mate. I think he could sort of do the same sort of thing as what Payet done at West Ham. I said it the other week. I said I'm starting to feel like Dimitri Payet vibes with this geezer. Like every time he gets the ball and he's running on goal or he cuts inside, I know that he's going to get a shot on target. I said it to one of my mates earlier on today. Yeah. I backed Benny up for a long time. Side Ben Rama up. And I always thought Side Ben Rama could come in and do sort of similar impact. Kudus comes in, he just looks a breath of fresh air, mate. Every time he gets the ball, he gets past people. He's strong. The ball sticks to his feet like glue. He is like whether it's Steiden, whoever picked him up is a good signing. But I do think, I don't know. I think he's one of our best players in the team, if not the best player in their team at the minute on current form. Like I know people say about Bowen, and Bowen's been great. Don't get me wrong, but Mohamed Kudus has only been here 4-5 months. Yeah, so it's like for what he's done, it's 8 goals this season he scored, and he's sort of like, and he didn't even start till Luton away. He only come on for a minute there. So I think I don't know, mate. If he carries on going the way he's going, he'll treble his value all day long. Like that £38 million will be an absolute bargain in 18 months' time. It really will. Finally, Charlie, from you, mate. David Moyes. What you saying?
All right, he nailed it today. Yeah, again, I think he nailed it. I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's really anything else to say about it. Go on.
Does he deserve he deserves credit over the last 2 games? Don't get me wrong, but this is a completely different West Ham side that was prior to the Fulham game. Like we was getting away with results. Like apart from not in the Forest game, I thought the Burnley game was crap, but we got away with it. In Serbia against TSC, we got away with it. Palace. If we played like that against Palace today, we would have beat Palace, right? We didn't play like that. Ever since the 5-0 hammering, we look a completely different side going forward and attacking these
I
teams.
think we deserved it against Tottenham.
Deserved it in the second half against Tottenham, but first half they could have been out of sight, wouldn't they? Let's be honest.
Ish, yes. I mean, they had more opportunities, but they weren't really doing much with it. Like, I mean, we're reliving a game however many weeks ago at this point, so it's not too deep. But I, potentially yes, but I do think you can only say you've got away with it for so long. Don't necessarily disagree with you, but like I say, 7 wins in 9 with a draw and a loss in there. Like as much as a lot of those games, we can sit here and go, well, maybe we got away with it. Yeah, but we kept getting away with it consistently. And we were getting win after win after win. And in a season where he is understandably under a lot of pressure, and there's a consistent and a lot of talk about his position being what 2 points? What were we off? 2 points off the mighty Newcastle now in 6th. Like we're in 7th place. Obviously, Manchester United playing later today could change that, but. Like we're in a really, really good position. Got through top of the group again in Europe, which is not easy 3 years in a row. Through in the EFL Cup. Like we're doing really, really well, and I don't think it's unfair. Like don't get me wrong, I really don't think it's unfair to have conversations about him. Again, when I do the watch along and I'm receiving feedback from people live You know,
Yeah.
as it's going badly and as Wolves get the offside goal or whatever, I'm feeling it live. People are telling me stuff live, and I'm understanding it and I'm talking about it, and I think it's a fair conversation to have. But I feel like there needs to be there does at some point needs to be some sort of just we're doing really well this year. We are, and I think we had a very bad period, a very, very bad period, to be fair. Like from October, I mean, we were messaging last night, and I mentioned it then. From October onwards, we were poor. There was a period where we were utterly atrocious. Before that, we were absolutely brilliant, and last couple of games we've been brilliant. What happens, and this is something I also said to you a month ago. The Moyes situation is going to change again.
Yeah,
it will
I
keep
agree.
changing until the end of the season. It's going to continuously change, like because we'll go on some bad runs of form, or we'll start losing, and then it will change again, and then we'll go on some good runs of form, and then it will change, and we'll lose again.
But one thing I'm going to say on that though, Charlie, is when other fans are digging out other fans, and I've noticed
100%.
right, it shouldn't be like that. Like,
No.
I'm going to be straight. Yeah, at the end of the day, we're all supposed to be West Ham United, right? Now, does Moyes deserve credit over the last 2 games? Absolutely. I'll be the first one to say that geezer deserves untold amount of respect for doing a job against the German side and doing the job today. Yeah. But there has been times this season where we have got away with results, and we have got away with sort of papering over the cracks, basically. Do you know what I'm saying? A little bit. And in the Fulham game,
There's one thing to say though, is that will always happen.
true.
No team. There will. You cannot tell me there will ever be a team in the history of any league ever that will have a flawless season. Manchester United won the Premier League 4 years in a row, whatever it is, and most of the time they don't start turning up until a couple of months into the season.
And also score late.
Right, exactly. These periods will always happen. They just always will. That's not to excuse it entirely, but they will always happen for sides. That's not to excuse it. That's not to go, nah, you just ignore them. But you have to sort of take that into account and think about it a little bit like that.
But we look at different side though, Charlie. Like if you look at the games before the Fulham game, we wasn't setting up and looking to attack teams. We were setting up in a way to sort of let them come onto us all the time and take it and not have any possession. I thought it was excellent in the first half today. Like even I know the goals are sort of like a counter-attacking goal, but even so, we were still good. We were still good on the ball. Our passing was slick as anything. Going forward, didn't understand why Jared Bowen is taking corners. I really didn't understand that one. But
Can I say just very briefly on that?
Go.
It feels like a waste, but at the same time, if I have to see James Ward-Prowse whip it into that same near post area from the left hand side again, which has worked once all season and has not worked again, I'm not entirely against it. In the same way that when we took the short corner to Emerson, I'm not entirely against it. It feels like a waste because you have James Ward-Prowse, who is probably the best set piece taker in the league, and you have a bunch of gigantic men. Just put it into an area where they can header it instead of what we're doing at the moment, which is just stupid. Specifically from the left hand side, right hand side, James Ward-Prowse can't do an in-swinger, so we can't do that, and it's a little bit better. But from that near post, I just stop doing that near post thing. I maybe do it once every 5 times, even once every 2 times. I don't mind, but every single time, I'm like, bro, they just put all their big men at the front post, and guess what? Nothing happens. Like, please, I beg. Whoever runs the set pieces at West Ham, I beg, someone stop this madness.
I know, mate. I know. Before I sort of round this up with you, what's about Craig Dawson today coming back?
He's a beautiful man, and I won't hear a bad word said about him. He is a wonderful human being. He's huge. You'll notice that the only time I've ever seen Soufal go down was under Craig Dawson, because there's a reason for that. He is a man mountain, and he is unbeatable. I thought he was, and this is why I was shocked they went to 3 at the back. I thought he struggled. I don't think it was a classic Craig Dawson performance.
I was shocked at that because every time he played 3 at the back with us, it was always iffy sort of thing, like when they played like 3 at centre half, especially with Dawson. But I don't know. I thought he done all right for them, but he did get terrorised a few times by Bowen.
Yep.
And and obviously Kudus done the job on him and all to a point. But listen.
But sometimes you come up against a massive side, James. A massive man is not as big as a massive 11 men. You know what I mean?
I know it's
unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for him, but it was just nice to see him.
Before we round this up, Charlie, because I'm going to wrap this up with me and you, looking towards to Wednesday night, big game, Liverpool,
huge,
like quarter final. First things first, how do we approach the game? Second thing, how do you see the game going?
I honestly don't know how it'll go.
Yeah.
I agree with you in that I don't think they're going to put out their strongest 11.
Yeah.
I think it'll be rotated. I don't think it'll be as heavily rotated as it was in the game they played the week, but I do think it will be rotated. It's difficult because there's some non-negotiables that have to play. For example, if we have any chance, Alvarez has to start. We can't go into this being too. I did a poll in the live chat, the watch along, asking if people would prefer to get the win against Wolves or whether they would against Liverpool, and 62% said they would prefer to get the win against Liverpool, and I would have agreed with that. Now, obviously, we've managed to do Wolves, and second half, I think we've managed to rest some people, which is important both in terms of subs but also in terms of playing style. I think realistically, you go back to the usual David Moyes setup of sitting deep and trying to absorb and then hit on a counter attack. I think that's the best bet you've got against Liverpool. Having said that, what the personnel looks like, I'm not sure. I would almost be tempted to go with the exact same 11 again, maybe switching out Mavropanos for Zuma because he doesn't seem to be capable of playing 2 games in a week. He seems to be very Ledley King in that he has one leg at the best of times. So maybe you make that switch. But apart from that, I'd be tempted to do the same 11 again. And then Manchester United becomes a game we rest. I don't know, but it's difficult because we have so many games that some people are going to have to be rested at some point.
See, the thing is, the way you got to look at this is that Liverpool Wednesday, Manchester United at 12:30 on a Saturday. Now, which one? Like, I don't want to lose against Manchester United, like for certain reasons, but the Liverpool game for me, I want West Ham to go all out in it. I really do. I want West Ham to be strong. I want West Ham to go there to try and win the game. Yeah, obviously, if we get the draw, it goes to penalties straight away, which I understand that. But I don't want it to go to pens. I think West Ham can go there with a strong team. I think we could have scored a goal and Bowen scoring today. If we get Bowen, Kudus, and Paqueta all on it at the same time, we beat Liverpool. Well, I really do. Or let's put it this way: we won't lose against Liverpool. Do you know what I'm saying? So whether or not it goes to penalties or not. So what you saying for Wednesday then, Charlie?
I don't know.
It's one of them ones, isn't it?
Genuinely, it could go either way at this point. I think it's a draw, and I think it goes to pens. I was going to say draw and then Liverpool win. Look, ultimately, my stance is this, right? I don't really know which way it's going to go, but as long as we put our best selves out there and we don't shirk it, and we go and we're like, and I can come away from it going like, do you know what? Fair play. We did our best that we could. Then I'm fine with whatever the result is. Hopefully, we can get a win. And listen, if you told me right now, it's tournament football at the end of the day as well. So if you tell me right now we're god awful for 95 minutes and then we smash and grab a 1-0 win right at the end, bro, I don't care. We're through to the next round. That's all we need. But my gut's saying draw with Liverpool going through. I hope I'm wrong, but as long as we put the performance in, then I'm happy.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just feel the draw. I think West Ham are going to go up there. If West Ham go up to Liverpool on Wednesday night and play how they played in the last 2 games, I'll be shocked. Right, but I'll be happy. Because they're having a go. They're having a go to try and win the game rather than try and defend the game. Basically, if they go there and win, that cup could be ours this season, and it'd be unreal. It really will. Anything else, Charlie, you want to say before we go?
I'm just quite happy, James. You know, it's just nice, isn't it? It's nice to watch West Ham and then go, do you know what? I'm happy. And I can't help it. Last 2 games, I'm very, very happy with the way we're going. And I feel like if we can continue some sort of semblance of form going forward, then listen, we'll set ourselves up for January when we can have a bit of a rest and go again. That's where I'm at the moment. I'm good times aplenty, James, right now, and that's a vibe.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I think West Ham are coming into form right at the right time. Obviously, Liverpool's a big game. Manchester United's a big game. But the game on the 28th of December against Arsenal is huge for me. Yeah, I want West Ham to do Arsenal in Arsenal. Yeah, big time. I think I don't know. They're just seems to feel different with West Ham over the last 2 games. For me, I was talking to a few people tonight, and they said to me, "Yeah, something's just clicked into gear for West Ham over the last 2 games. Like against that Freiburg side, we took them apart easily, shut up shop, job done. And even today, Wolves have been on a pretty decent sort of run, so to speak. Right, they beat Spurs the other week, and they've been playing pretty all right. They even went to the Emirates the other week, and 5 minutes to go. If they've got an extra 5 minutes there, they get a 2-2 draw against Arsenal. So, I'm pleased, mate. I am. I'm starting to. Right, now you can sort of say that the Fulham game was an isolated incident and Buggate happened and that don't happen again. So, it is what it is. Charlie, thank you very much for coming on, mate. I really do appreciate it.
Subscribe to E20 Zone TV if you haven't already. Make sure to hit that like button, hit the bell notification button so you don't miss out on future videos. Come on now, people. Come on.
I know, mate. Thank you for doing my advertising for me.
You're welcome.
No worries at all, mate. I'm losing the plot recently. I don't know why. Right, tonight, 8 o'clock, player ratings. Be there. I will be giving all high ratings for everyone. So, yeah, check it out on E20 Zone TV, 8 o'clock tonight. Special like on the video, subscribe to E20 Zone TV, as Charlie said it, notification bell, and all of that malarkey. West Ham United, 2 out of 2, back-to-back wins, and 2 clean sheets and all, which is unreal.
Madness.
So yeah,
Madness.
I know that is madness. I will say that. But listen, for my birthday weekend, West Ham don't let me down. Which I'm gonna be honest, boys, you done me proud, and for Tay, it's okay, Tay, because whether you're Moyes in, Moyes out, we are West Ham United, and I still love you just the way you are. A boss.